All right.
So we have a game that we've been playing all season because we are going to just beat that dead horse as much as we can and be as lazy as we can.
Verla's already shaking her head.
Wait, did that come out loud? I meant
Gotta go, guys.
I meant to say, because it's been such a popular game, it's called the Did You Know game. KNEAUX, of course.
Yeah.
The Did You Know game.
Yeah.
This particular one, though, and we try to steer it for the guest. So welcome to Did You Know, Alex? Hockey edition.
Oh.
The hockey edition. Okay. So it's going to start with some questions.
Verla is saying it's not Did You Know, it's Did You? Oh, hell no.
The great thing about this game is you don't have to know the answers. We're going to ask you trivia questions, but what you have to do is sell the other players that you know the answer. You got to sell it, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you don't have the answer, just fake it. Fake it till you make it, okay?
But might I know the answer?
You might know the answer, which is great.
Might.
Okay.
So, Steve, how does the scoring work?
BJ makes stuff up. That's how the scoring works.
So,
how it goes.
for instance, Alex is going to take the first turn. Alex is going to give an answer. If he's right, he gets a point. If you say he's right and he's right, you get a point. But if you disagree with Alex and you're right, you get 2 points.
Oh.
Alex, if you're wrong, you get konoyo, no points. No points at all. Oh, I want to see how YouTube does konoyo. That'll be fun too.
Dangerous with the transcription.
Okay, so do you have any questions about how this game's work? I've got 4 questions, so the 3 of you will each get a turn, and then we'll go back to one more at the end.
You're not going to say up front you have 4 questions that you asked ChatGPT?
At the end of the game, for the final round, we're going to do a ChatGPT inspired one. So,
no.
You're going to love that. All right, so are we ready? Any questions about the game? And the chat crew can play along.
Absolutely.
So keep track of your score, chat crew. So, Alex, did you know that famous hockey players actually went to St. Louis for high school? Did you know that? I'm going to give you a list of names, and you tell me what famous hockey player went to high school in St. Louis. 5 names. First one, Pat LaFontaine. Second one, yes, the brand.
Yes.
That was my question too.
The second one is Brett Hull. The third one is Matthew Tkachuk.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth one is Chris Pronger. And the fifth one is Alex Goldsmith. 5 famous hockey players. One of them went to high school in St. Louis. I actually know where Alex went to high school, so
yeah,
it's not that one.
Without spoiling whether that's a right answer or not, I will mention that I do play. One of the hobbies that sort of replaced board gaming is late night beer league hockey, which I play at a reasonably low level, but have a lot of fun doing. That's the new addiction. Don't pick that one. Now, I'm supposed to give the answer though, correct?
You're supposed
think
to give an
about it
answer
and
and
then
talk
you
us
give us
into
the
why
answer.
you think it's right.
I
And
mean,
so you know, hockey is also called ice ball. I think it's kind of the same thing.
Here's the thing. I'm reasonably confident in this one for a number of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about where LaFontaine went. Brett Hull, famous Blue, absolutely not born and raised here.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did you have? Give me the other ones. I have Matthew Tkachuk. Who else?
Chris Pronger.
Chris Pronger.
Famous Blue, I think, still has a home in St. Louis.
I mean, I was trying to throw you off with a bunch of
not
famous
a thing.
St. Louis Blues, right?
It's not me. It is Matthew Tkachuk.
Mm-hmm.
He and his brother Brady Tkachuk, both high school in St. Louis. In fact, Matthew Tkachuk actually was in high school with what's his name on the Celtics, a guy who just won a title, big star on the Celtics. They both won a championship the same year. Matthew Tkachuk won the Stanley Cup. Jason,
maybe
I don't know. It's not
Jason
him.
Tatum.
Jason Tatum. That's it.
Tatum.
Yeah, they both won a championship the same year. Their father works for the Blues, played as a Blue. They both grew up here. Blues fans would go absolutely bananas if either of them ever played here. Those jerseys would sell out in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But the answer is Matthew Tkachuk, and as confident as you can get.
I mean, he's convincing me, but does he convince the Brant and Steve and Berla? That's pretty convincing, but I don't know. He's also a pretty good coup player, man. So it's up to you. I
don't
guys.
get any points if I get it wrong. Why? I don't have any incentive to lie.
Oh, wait.
I'm going to give it to him.
Verla says yes.
I say
Berla
yes.
says yes. Okay, so she's going for
I'm
1
going to
point.
say yes too, because the Kachucks are a family, and I think if you were in hockey and in a hockey city, you probably had kids who went to school in a hockey city. I don't think it's Pat LaFontaine. I'm an Islanders fan. I don't think LaFontaine was anywhere near St. Louis.
That's why I threw that one in for you. Just to
Yeah.
mess
I'm
you
going
up.
to agree with Alex. I before he even said it, that's where I was leaning to.
He's voting for Puck.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So, Verla, you say yes.
I said
Steve
yes.
says yes. Alex
Mhm.
says Matthew, and the pride of Chaminade Prep School in St. Louis, Matthew Kachuk.
Yep.
And yes, a teammate of Jason Tatum. Very good, Alex. Wow, that's great.
Alex is even getting in your bonus flavor text in the extra
Yes.
cards and stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know Chaminade specifically offhand, but I'm
Keith
not a
did not-
local either.
Keith did not actually go to high school there, but spent so much time in St. Louis that Matthew actually went to high school there.
How,
So, yeah.
Alex, how far is that down Farty Far?
I don't know what that
I
is.
don't what?
I don't know what that was.
I will throw out here, by the way, Wayne Gretzky, who very, very briefly played with the Blues, still has a house here. So a lot of former players, big hockey playing community. Ruby is just starting to skate.
Nice.
I wouldn't say she's enjoying it just yet, but she's starting to try at least. So
Can I shift gears on you?
anyway.
Did
What?
you guys, we had a snowstorm here in Louisiana for the first time.
Yeah, you did. That was
in
wild.
100
Yeah.
years, right? But did you see the shots of, because Alex, you just went to New Orleans
Bourbon
a year
Street,
or two ago.
right?
Yeah, did you see the shots of the hockey player on Bourbon Street?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
No.
That was actually
Crazy.
not the Blue Jackets, but back when they were an ECHL team, he played for the Columbus team
Oh,
and settled here in New Orleans because New Orleans also had an ECHL team, and apparently he was doing some kind of minor league work since then.
Very
But
cool.
when Bourbon Street froze over, he put on the skates and started
It's
and
incredible.
organized a little quick hockey game. So that's something you will not see again. By the way, that's gonna be a long time. That is amazing. All right, Steve, it's your turn.
All right.
That's a good, very good, Alex.
Very
man.
nice, Alex.
That's
Things
what he
you'd
worked
never
with.
think you'd see in New Orleans. Pick up shinny game. You wouldn't expect. It.
yeah.
All right. So, Steve, staying with hockey.
Go
Who
for it.
said the following?
Mm.
No hints on this one. You just got to come up with the name. Yeah, 6 inches. I got 10 and a half at my house, the Brant. 10 and a half. That's amazing. And it stayed till Sunday, from Tuesday to Sunday. Never had that happen. All right. So,
Like an annoying family member.
It just wouldn't go
stayed
away.
from Tuesday until Sunday.
by the way, snow is awesome for the first 3 hours. And after that, I was done. Like totally done.
Mhm.
And my wife and I watching Emily in Paris. And during the YouTube break, we're watching the LSU basketball game. During the YouTube TV break, they kept showing it's one of those things where they don't have a local commercial. So they show you some local scenes, these nice quiet scenes. And the scenes were always of snow things, I guess, because it's wintertime. And I was like, I can't get away from the snow. This is ridiculous.
Please, you were sending us texts in the chat thread. What do I do with this? How do I shovel? What is that?
I did learn
snow?
I did learn that, Alex.
snow?
I didn't know that you could walk around without, I was in a t-shirt and it didn't burn my skin. I was blown away. Man. It was great. Steve, who said the following?
Okay.
I have for some time been thinking that it would be a good thing if it were a challenge cup, which should be held from year to year by the champion hockey team in the Dominion of Canada. Who said that? And if you know the backstory, let us know. Do I need to keep going or you have enough?
Yeah, no, you need to keep going.
Okay. I've got more.
Go
There
for
does
it.
not appear to be any such outward sign of a championship at present.
I know the answer.
And considering the general interest which matches now elicit,
Yes.
and the importance of having the game played fairly and under rules generally recognized, I'm willing to give a cup which shall be held from year to year by the winning
I'm
team.
thinking I'm picking up what ChatGPT is laying down. This would probably be the Lord Stanley.
Why do you say that?
Because the Stanley Cup is the ever-growing, at least on the base, or it's being cycled out. It's always changing, evolving. It was growing. It's reached its max, and it's now going to figure out those different plaques get cycled. But the Stanley Cup is what is awarded to the NHL's champion team.
Verla
And the
is
fact that
Steve.
the fact that it sounded like it was utterly pretentious makes me think that Lord Stanley would have said this.
Verla, is he telling the truth, or is
He
Steve
is
trying to throw
telling
you
the
off?
truth.
Oh,
No.
he's telling the truth.
I've seen
Alex knows the
Stanley
answer,
Cup.
I think.
I have touched the Stanley Cup.
Nice. Wait, I've seen the picture, right? You took a picture.
I had a buddy who worked for the Blues the year
Very
they won the
cool.
cup in 2019, and everyone got some time with the cup, and he was kind enough to let me have some moments with it. Steve, they retire the rings as the rings around the cup.
As the ring fills, they replace a ring.
They replace the ring, retire
Yep.
it. It's on display at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto.
Mhm.
But yes, I agree with Steve.
Okay. And the answer, of course, is it's Lord Stanley's Cup. Congratulations. I didn't know the history of Lord Stanley's Cup at all. So it was interesting reading about Lord Stanley's history. And that brings me to my next question, which I've saved especially for Verla. So, Verla, did you know? So now you know that the Stanley Cup is named after Lord Stanley. But did you know that the National Women's Hockey League Championship Trophy is also named after one of his family members? But which one, Verla? Is
Which
it
one?
Catherine Stanley, Isabel Stanley, or Algernon Stanley?
Catherine, Isabel, or what?
Or Algernon.
Wow.
Like Flowers of Algernon, maybe? Wasn't that a book? That
It was a book and a movie. Oh, Charlie was the movie.
I've heard of that before. What do you think?
What was the first one again?
Catherine Stanley, Isabel
Catherine,
Stanley,
Isabel, or that other
Algernon
word?
Stanley. And the hint that I gave you is I gave you the last name of all three of them.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think it's Isabel.
Isabel Stanley, she says.
Isabel Stanley.
Let's go to.
There's
there
Alex
it is. He's got it.
There you
Man,
go.
we are all about the super high tech here. That is
Look
an
at
awesome
that.
picture.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Steve. Oh no, Alex, you went last time. Alex, is she telling the truth? She sounds convincing to me. Isabel Stanley.
So,
I mean, if you have
interestingly
Lord
enough,
Stanley, it sounds like he needs to marry somebody that has a very royal sounding name. Although, I mean, Catherine could also fit that category. But
I'm going to a PWHL game because they're traveling around the country, and so we're taking the girls to go see them when they come to St. Louis here in I think it's in March. That's when we're seeing them. So
very cool.
But I actually don't know the specific answer. But I
What?
don't think it's of the options. I don't think it's the one she put. So I will disagree. I will say no.
I'm cutting the tension. The tension is like a knife right now, Steve. Alex diverting he's going for the 2 points from Verla.
So he is going for the 2 points, which means since I don't know jack about this, I'm going to zig when Alex zags and say that Verla is right. Although they should change the name of the NHL one to the Manley Cup and then just give the Stanley Cup to the women's hockey. Trade up.
Interesting.
This is every week, Alex. Every week. It's
so I'm going
he's
to go with
continuing.
Verla. I'm going to trust Verla on this one just because I'm going to maybe zig when Alex zags.
I don't think the brand has an answer for it because his answers have been pretty silly. But I will tell you that Verla was so close. The good news is Verla was right. It is Isabel Stanley.
Now there you go.
But not for the right reasons, though. So Isabel was her daughter. It was his daughter, not his wife. Catherine was his wife. You were almost right there. But Isabel is the right name. They named it after Isabel Stanley. She was a big supporter of hockey. And Algernon is also the name of one of his daughters. So they were all. I did not throw you guys off. It was actual family names.
Well done, ChatGPT. Thank you.
She was one of the first participants in Canada's first recorded women's hockey game.
That's excellent.
Yeah, a little true.
Okay.
All right. The last question before we get to that ChatGPT round. Who am
adding an extra question?
Is it back to Alex?
Who am I? Is it back to Alex? Let's see.
I'm losing now. I'm behind. I gotta make hay.
True.
What are the scores before we go to this? What do we?
I think everything. If I'm remembering this correct, if you give it the correct answer, you get 1. If someone agrees with the correct answer, you get 1. If you go on your own and are correct, you get 2.
Yep.
So I think right now it's got Verla and me with 3.
Okay.
And Alex lagging just a little with 2. Alex has got a little catching up to do. But fortunately, BJ makes up all kinds of garbage in the last round where the last item is worth however many Alex needs to win. So we're good.
Right. So I'm going to go with Steve. Steve, this is going to be your one. Or do you want Berla to answer it? Maybe
No,
Berla
go
should
ahead.
answer
Go
it.
ahead. Trust it.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Which team, I'm going to give you 3 teams. Which team, Steve, has won the least amount of Stanley Cups?
The least.
The least amount.
Okay.
The New York Islanders.
Okay.
The Dallas Stars.
Okay.
Or the St. Louis Blues. Which team has won the least amount of Stanley Cups? Your beloved Islanders.
Yeah, I know my Islanders. Compared to the Blues, they don't go back as far, but
Alex,
they did well.
Montreal
I'm gonna say
or Islanders?
Dallas.
Canadians, Islanders?
Dallas has competed, but I'm going to say Dallas lags a little because I know the Islanders have 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to but Dallas, I think Dallas has 3.
Okay.
I'm going to say Dallas.
So Dallas has the least.
I'm going to say Dallas has the least.
St. Louis has the most, you think?
Well, that's true. That's an interesting point. I would say that they'd have to either be tied with. They have a longer history. I don't know their history. I'll say that sometime over their longer history, they may have gotten to 4.
Okay, so your final answer is
I'm going to say Dallas.
Dallas, okay.
And the question is, who has the least?
Who has the least amount of Stanley Cups?
Of the teams you listed.
Of the teams I've listed.
3.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Of the
Because
teams
there's some that don't have any.
Because obviously Utah has not won a Stanley Cup yet, right?
Yeah.
So not yet. Though the Utah Picas, right? That's the
Utah
that's the name of
Picas.
them? Yeah, the Utah Picas.
It should be.
There we go.
The ferocious Picas.
Yep.
Berla,
Mighty
what you got?
Picas.
Which one of those?
The
Mighty Picas.
Honest.
It's the
Do not
Mighty
trust-
Picas
do
of
not
Utah.
trust me,
We got to
Berla.
get it right. Mighty
I'm-
Picas of
I'm-
No,
Utah.
I was just going to say, of the 3 teams, the only one whose name I've heard is the Dallas Stars because I lived in Dallas for 8 years. And I know they did okay.
So Zag, if you want the 2 points.
So
Zag.
yeah, I'm saying I disagree.
You're saying
with
Steve
Berla
is wrong.
says no.
Steve is
I
wrong,
say Steve's
right?
wrong.
BJ,
Okay,
I
I'll
want
make-
to clarify the question because it feels like you have either screwed something up or my memory is off.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a little fuzzy too.
I say it's Alex. I say it's A, but go ahead.
Steve or BJ, is this most won Stanley Cups, not appearances in Stanley Cup finals?
Not appearances. They got to actually have had the Stanley Cup in their possession. That's right.
Okay.
Got to have won the Stanley Cup.
Wait, who's won the most or who's won the least?
No,
Which
who's
is
won
the
the
least?
least? The 3
Still
teams
the
who's won the
least.
least.
Yeah.
And Steve has said, but Dallas has
I
won.
said
the
Dallas.
And Berla said,
No, it's
not
not
Dallas. Going for the 2 points. I'll give you a bonus 3 points if you want to name.
The
If
other
you
one.
want to give your answer and get it right,
I'll say.
or
the
if
New
you want
York
to just stick with the 2 points, that's fine.
So
Stick
she
with the
says
2
New
points.
York has won the least.
I'm gonna say the
Okay.
New York one.
Berla's going with the Islanders.
Alex.
BJ, I'm curious if the realm of trick question is open, and I think it is.
Do not Happy Meal this, Alex. Do not Happy Meal this.
I'm not Happy Mealing that. I'm dead sure that the Dallas Stars won the cup in 1999 over the Buffalo Sabres in a very controversial called the like foot in the crease. It was a dumb rule, but it was against the
foot in the crease
rules.
rule. Yep.
It was a bad rule. Dallas won the cup then. That's the only cup they've won. They've been in a final relatively recently, but they have not won any other cups. St. Louis has also only won 1 cup. They both St. Louis appeared in the cup finals their first 3 years of existence, didn't win any of them, didn't win a cup game, got swept every time, and then won for the first time ever in 2019. A great story because they were the last team in the NHL, last place in January of the league that they won the cup. Year they won the cup in 2019.
Okay.
They're not an original. They're not an original 6 team. They're
not an original 6.
No, they're not. No, they've been around quite a
They
while.
have been around for a long time, but
around the same time as the Flyers is part of that expansion.
Okay, all right.
But the correct answer is Steve is sort of correct and sort of incorrect. Both Dallas and St. Louis have each won 1 cup.
The Dallas Stars and the St. Louis Blues each have 1. It was a trick question, so unfortunately.
So that's Alex's extra points there by actually telling you why you were wrong and why he was right. Alex wins.
I think so. I think he got the bonuses there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call. Steve, Alex actually said earlier when they won their first cup, my friend was working for St. Louis, and I saw it. I was like,
oddly. Yeah.
"Oh my God, he spoiled it!" Because if Steve knows that Dallas won only one, he's going to know that Alex just said that.
I thought Dallas had more. I thought Dallas had
they did
more.
as well.
They were in a cup final in 2021.
I guess
they never
I'm
won as the
thinking
Minnesota
of
North
success
Stars.
as being in the finals. So I guess I
Right,
was remembering them doing well, but not necessarily winning. So
They lost to the
That's
Lightning
where
that
my
year.
brain went.
They lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning that year.
I think that was it. That actually paid off better than I wanted it to. I'm going to call the game right there. Whatever the scores are, that's what we're going to go with.
The
Because
score is that Alex wins.
my ChatGPT questions are not going to be nearly as funny, so I'm going to go with that. What do we got? What are the scores?
Oh, the score is that Alex wins. Essentially,
is.
Alex essentially
He
says
won.
at the end, BJ, I'm going to tell you why your game is wrong, and therefore I am right and I win.
I
So
couldn't help it.
Alex drinks your milkshake. That's
Alex, you guys weren't paying attention. Alex's eyebrow went like this whenever I threw the last two names.
When
and
you
then
said
when
the question was weird, man.
and then
by the way, I would actually advocate that Steve, in a sense, should get a point because Dallas does have the least among the teams listed.
Yeah, but it still wouldn't catch the fact that you basically schooled BJ at the end to take.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I think BJ lost ultimately.
Well, generally speaking, if there's a tie, the Gumbo Overlord wins.
That's always the tiebreaker. If there's a tie that involves BJ, he loses. If there's a tie that involves Verla, she wins. So
I was giving her a chance, but she went to the Islanders. Had you picked either one of the other teams, you would have gotten all the points, right? I mean,
to be fair, when BJ loses, we're all winners, aren't we?
You're all winners. That's
It's
exactly
true.
right.
It's true.
And that, my friends, is another episode of the Did You Know game, sponsored by our friends at Game Toppers LLC. Don't forget, Alex, make your game nights a showstopper when you play on a Game Topper. Oh, that paid off better than I could think of. So I was like, how could I get a nice little tricky question at the end? I want to thank my guest, Alex Goldsmith, for coming in. Thanks for all the information about FinSpan. I'm looking forward to it. If people want to reach out to you, what is your address and telephone number? Or
mother's maiden name and your first pet.
What's social security number?
Sure.
What was the color of your first car? What's your mother's maiden name? Yeah.
Hey, every once in a while, people want to reach out to you. It's surprising. I'll get a little notification on BGG and I'll click on it. And there's a little post from somebody in the Dukes of Dice.
Yeah.
Just talking about a game they played, just reminiscing. I mean, you guys created all that.
Going to Albuquerque. Just, coming up out of nowhere. Comes back.
That was nice. So if they want to reach out to you, how do they get you?
I mean, less easily than they used to because I'm not wildly active on social
hiding.
media.
BGG still the best way?
I guess I don't log on there that often, so probably not. Best way would be to reach out to BJ or Steve and say, "Hey, I'd like to talk to Alex." Then they'll get in touch with me. So
I'll share the phone number off screen.
Best way to reach Alex is to learn to be disappointed.
Wow.
He's not available. Alex is not available. Hiding.
Hey, best way to reach out to me is don't.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a night.
You never know. People might want recommendations on the best place to get po' boys in New Orleans. Reach out to me and I'll get you in touch with Alex Goldsmith.
Want to find the best Provel pizza? Alex will get you.
Advise you to get a better pizza.
That is the answer. Correct.
Yeah.
Alex wins.
Make sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoardGameGumbo, and the YouTube channel. Helps us get the word out about all of our upcoming shows. Like next week, we'll be doing Twitch gaming, hopefully FinSpan if it comes in. I'll try to get that played for you guys, and you guys can check it out in the chat. Catch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/BoardGameGumbo, where we play your games live every other Tuesday night. I'm BJ from Board Game Gumbo. And for Alex and Steve and Berla, laissez les bon temps rouler.
Good night, friends.